Hello everyone, my name is Kevin, and this is an episode of Examine That Sentence in Old East Frankish, or also known as Old East Franconian, so where we look at a sentence from the period and dissect it. So let's do that. So here we have, from the period, Will thu hail wesan. Will thu, actually, normally there would be a macron here to indicate a long vowel. So will thu hail wesan. Sorry, pardon me, wesan. So what does this mean? So let's unpack this. So I chose this sentence specifically, so it's very small, very bite-sized, so to speak, so very easy to work with. So what's being indicated here? Well, we know already that this is a question because we have a question mark right there, and obviously we start with the sentence. We capitalize that, just for simplicity of this video. Will thu hail wesan? So will, that's from the, and this is a verb here, so it's like it's synonymous. Well, origin of what we know now as wollen in German, or cognate to Old English, willan. To want, to will, if you will. So, so will you? So hang on, let's get the translation going. So will or slash want, and so let's put this in blue. So this is our verb. Our verbs are going to be in blue. So will thu, thu here is a personal pronoun, and this is a second person singular pronoun. So this is the origin of today's German du. This is the cognate of thou, later thou in English. And in today's English, in some dialects in England, they say the, and that's like a singular you. So so like will you, or you singular, or if we were to literally translate this, and so will thou. Actually, let's make this a little simpler because singular. Okay, will or want you. Will want you hail, and hail is hail means, in this context, it means like whole or healthy. So do you want? Let's first take simplicity, healthy, and wesan is another verb, and the verb to be. So origin of the verb we have in German today, wesen. So let's put that in blue as well. So we have that in blue, and we'll have our pronoun here, our personal pronoun here, in red, and we have our adjective. So this is our adjective. We'll put this in green. So will or wants you, you singular, healthy, to, well, be. So, I mean, this is a very clunky translation, but we'll clean it up in a bit. So, will / want you healthy to be. So it's interesting how the construction of this, of the word order, that it's the verb first. Will you this, or want you that, or I guess with another verb, like have you something or have you that. So this is, in some ways, to an English speaker, this is like kind of an older way of speaking, but we're dealing with Old East Franconian or Old East Frankish. In some languages today, they still construct their questions in a very similar way, like have you that, want you that, if we were to translate this in English. So will / want you, singular, healthy, be. Let's clean it up. This is a very literal translation, but we can clean it up a bit. So in English, we have the do support. So do you want to be healthy? Yeah, so that's more or less what the sentence is articulating. Do you want to be healthy? Want you to be healthy? Be, well, or rather, will thou, hang on, will thou to be healthy. Sometimes you would have the infinitive to, the preposition to here would be omitted in some way. So this could be functioning as very well as a infinitive, and sometimes omitting the preposition to, or in the case of Old High German, it's like "sie," or depending on the variety of Old High German. Because the thing is, again, I have to emphasize this again and again, that Old High German is a group of dialects, and Old East Frankish is just one language in this group of called Old High German. All right, so we want to be very specific of what we're dealing with here. So, Old East Frankish, or if you will, Old East Franconian. What's the difference between Franconian and Frankish? One's of Latinate origin, the other's Germanic origin. So, and in the study of this in German, they tend to use the Frankish word. So, anyway. So yeah, this is very. I hope I made this very clear. Very simple. It's very interesting, I find, with this construction here from the period. Hang on, let's make this a little bigger. That normally you would have like the conjugation of like the st at the end. I don't know whether this was omitted for convenience, if you will, because you got to bear in mind this is a period where like Latin was seen as like the proper language of the state, language of like the courts, language of the church, whatnot. And the Germanic languages at this time were like kind of like these like folky village languages and like slangy or whatnot. And like it's interesting how in some questions or some phrasings, if you will, in the Old High German dialects, languages, if you will, that for example, the personal pronoun will be omitted, I guess for convenience, or what have you. So it's quite interesting of itself. Yeah. So that's yeah, okay. I'm just looking at the sentence now. Will / want you singular healthy to be, or be healthy would be a cleaner translation. Will thou be healthy? This would be a cleaner translation, but anyway. So I think I really blown this up, so to speak. So it's pretty straightforward. Hope I made this easy. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you're new. And if you really like the channel, please become a patron at my Patreon page down below. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.